Hi, I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Janis Kudla.
I'm Evgeny Donskoy.
I'm Henry Laaksonen.
I'm Peter Toretko, and you're listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Oh, welcome back. We're here again. It was a tiring afternoon, wasn't it, JG? We had obviously Daniil Medvedev winning in Paris, and what an incredible final it was. And he came back again and destroyed Zverev in that third set. Quite an impeccable third set there from Daniil Medvedev.
Yeah, for sure, mate. We'll do a podcast on it shortly, so we'll avoid talking too much about it now. But what we are here today for is the Sofia draw. And I'm going to bring the bad news to start off with, that apparently the bracket has all closed up because John Millman's already started off. So I'm assuming a lot of people has missed out on it. I'm only very lucky myself that I didn't miss out on it because I was playing around with it yesterday. Just to see who was in there and stuff. It wasn't even my main picks, to be honest.
I know. I'm surprised they started on a Sunday, though. They normally start everything on a Monday, but if we'd have been clever enough to read the bracket, it does say on there, closes at 4:00 on Sunday.
No, they changed it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they've changed it. So they just closed it off and started the thing. So it's a bit cheeky. I'm not sure if many of you are in there, but for those who are, we are in there, just about. And we'll go through it. Ben's going to share his screen, hopefully. And while he's doing that, we'll go through the Sofia bracket. And for those who did miss out, it's not too late because I'm pretty sure you can do the WTA Linz one as well.
Yeah, so that'll be the one. Hopefully we'll get everybody in for the Linz one. That one, I'm sure, even harder to predict than...
yeah, well, that's the good news. We'll give you the bad news, and the good news is the Linz one's still open. So if you click the WTA bit, you can still enter that now.
And we've obviously got to just say congratulations to 12 Travel 21, who won the last one. So well done. Where should we go? We've got to go into my groups. Here we go. 71 members now. Great to have everybody on board. Shame that one started so early. It sort of kicked us when we were down there a little bit.
Yeah, it is. Don't worry, guys, if you've missed it, honestly. It's cool. It's catched everyone out. It's a bit unfortunate. I know Thomas Rock, they're saying it's already closed. Yeah, for some reason, John Millman started today. I should have had a look and been a bit more prepared, but I was so occupied by the Paris one.
I'm
sure you can forgive us. But it's strange they've done that anyway. So let's have a look. 12 Travel 21, as you can see there, is the champion, and he won the bracket for Paris.
Incredible. It was very closely run. Obviously, we had Mary Sky there. Look at that. As she's saying there, I'm third. Yeah, you were. Because of that victory for Medvedev, I think the only person who had Medvedev to win the whole thing. And came up there from the depths, I think down in about 13th before that result, and pushed up into third. An amazing end there. Great bronze medal position there. But
well played, Mary. Come back from the death, and the only one to get Medvedev. That's pretty good in its own right. Yeah,
and there we are. I just got there in fifth. I knocked down to fifth by Mary there from that result. And JG, look how close we were, mate. 1 point away from each other.
Yeah.
So
I had more correct picks, but you had the more points. You must have got some latter stage ones.
That's it. I think it was the Zverev Nadal. That was the one thing that helped me. Yep. So that's that one done. Let's move on to Sofia. And luckily, I've already completed it. Otherwise, we'd just not even be able to complete it as we went. So I'm going to on Sharuk saying Ben and JG in the top 10 every week.
Well, the more people we have now, we've got 71. I don't think it's going to last for long, to be honest. But we're not doing too bad so far. So let's go on to it now.
Indeed. Excuse me. So we have a look and we go down this Sofia bracket. Is this big enough for you? Can you see it all?
Can you zoom in slightly, please?
1 second. I'll close this down a little bit and then I'll zoom it. Bit bigger?
That's better. That's sweet, mate. No, it was good.
All right, that's it.
Yeah.
It'll just get bigger again. There you go. So in this first one, obviously, we've got Denis Shapovalov has a bye in the first round. He's the number 1 seed in this tournament, and rightly so. He's up against Radu Albot. No, he's be up against. That's what I'm saying. He's going to be up against. This is the first round. I'm already ruled out Sugita. It's going to be Radu Albot versus Yuichi Sugita. So I think personally, Radu Albot's been playing really well recently. Even though Sugita's good hard quarter, I think Albot's he's in form. I think he's going to take out Sugita. To be honest, what do you think?
Yeah, I've gone for the same. Obviously, I've got Radu Albot to beat Sugita, setting up a Shapovalov Albot in the first round or second round. And
yeah,
I'm a bit shocked there, Ben, to see that you've then got Albot to beat Shapovalov. Is that right?
Yeah. See, you spotted it there.
So let's talk me through that right now, because that's crazy.
I think El Chapo's been having a little bit of an inconsistency of late. I mean, as we know, Radu Albot's been throwing in a bit of crazy result here and there. And I think if Chapo has an off day and serves up 10 double faults again, could see Radu Albot just going through. I'm sure you'll be cheering him on. I know you love a bit of Albot. So I think that there could be more upsets at the end of this year. I just think it's been one of those crazy times that since we've come back. I think Shapovalov hasn't been hitting the best for me. Obviously got to the semis of one tournament, but couldn't get any further in that one. I think Rublev put him out. He played well in that, but since then he hasn't looked the same. So
yeah, well, Saruk there saying Albot's playing right now and he's looking good. So that's a good one for you. For me, I've got Shapovalov to beat Albot, like I'm sure most sane people do. And the reason for that is I think Shapovalov's going to go all the way to that in this tournament. I think he's had a nice little break now from Paris. We know he's super inconsistent, but for me, he's the highest quality player here. Well, there's a few down below, but he has the big shots. And if everything's firing, he's not making too many mistakes, I really fancy him to just cause damage in these conditions and at this tournament. So for me, I've got him going through, advancing there. Moving down, Gerasimov, Pablo Andujar. Andujar, very experienced player, but Gerasimov for me is so good. And I've gone for the same pick as you.
Yeah.
I fancy Gerasimov.
Yeah, I do as well. I think he's so good on hard courts. Andujar, I think he played quite well against, was it Dimitrov he played in one of the last tournaments? But I just think Gerasimov is Dimitrov. He's quite inconsistent. He can have like dodgy rounds in tournaments. I think Gerasimov's a bit more solid when it comes to these. For me,
that's
rounds.
like the new versus the old, and Gerasimov looks really good. I liked him against Rafa as well. I know that was on clay, but I thought he had a good performance then.
Do you have the list of the qualifiers that in this first round?
Yeah. 2 seconds.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just because I know, even though I didn't even know who the qualifier was, based upon Adrian Manarino's recent form, I tipped Manarino to be going through in this one. Well, he played so well, even against Zverev, he managed to take a set and push him all the way to the wire in that Paris Masters. Yeah,
it's annoying, really, with all this stuff. It's not been done very well, so I'm not even sure if we're going to count this tournament as part of the whole leaderboard. I know a lot of people missed out. We was guessing as well at the beginning because there was qualifiers. It wasn't even sorted out. But I can confirm that one is Martin Klizan. He's a lucky loser who got into
the really?
Tournament. So we've got Klizan, Manarino there.
Yeah, I think
Klizan... You still confident with your pick, Manarino?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Klizan lost today. Who's it he lost to today? Because I think I can't remember who he was playing. Do you know who he was playing?
Taro Daniel, I think.
That's it. Taro Daniel. And Taro Daniel has been in very, very good form recently. I think he won a tournament recently, and he's actually been on I think it's about 6 or 7 match win streak now for Taro Daniel. So he was one. I just thought Klizan not looking in great form. He's got a lucky loser. Manarino, come on. He just nearly went all the way with the finalist of Paris.
Well, you didn't know, mate. You didn't know it was going to be Klizan, so you can't say too much about it.
No,
so let's move down.
That's the only reason. I thought Manarino just looked good. So we move down to the next bit.
De Minaur has got a bye. And then he'll be playing Qualifier 2. And Qualifier 2 is... this is where it gets a bit confusing. So, as far as I know, Laszlo Zher has pulled out.
Oh.
Laszlo Zher no longer in the tournament. So, we've got 2 qualifiers here. And it's Taro Daniel versus Aslan Karatsev.
Ooh. So which one's first? Is it going to be who's
I think
replacing
Tara
Joe?
Daniels number the first, the qualifier 2, and then Laszlo Joe will be Karatsev.
That's a tough match for either, though. I think either of those I'd probably be happy with. Tara Daniel in form and Karatsev really, really strong. So let's just say that's
and
Tara
I can
Daniel.
confirm that I've gone for Karatsev on that one.
And I would say, no matter what, I think Alex de Minaur will beat both of those players anyway.
Yeah, so you only lose 1 point worst way. So you've got Alex de Minaur there. He's advancing. In this next one, Fucsovic Sinner. This is an interesting one. You've gone for Fucsovic. Yeah. Give us some reasoning for that one.
Well, obviously, Yannick Sinner, he went out injured in his last match against Andrei Rublev. Don't know if he's back to full fitness yet. And I just think Martin's the type of guy who can really cause an upset in any tournament, especially in first rounds. He seems to knock out some. He's obviously beat Dimitrov recently. I think that was US Open. He's of the highest caliber. If he's playing his best tennis for the whole match, Sinner's going to be in for him. He could get knocked off the court. He could even concede if he's still injured. He might not even make it to the end. So I'm going with Fucsovic there.
Yeah, this is where we're going. I'm going for Sinner. For me, the big worry is the injury. I don't know how badly injured he is, how fit he's going to be for this tournament, but I think he's got a lot higher seeding than Fucsovic. He's going to go all the way to the top, this guy.
Yeah.
And these conditions really suit him. So for me, I think he's going to win. Might be a bit tight, 3 sets, but I think he'll get through. And I've got Travaglia, who he's going to be playing. I want to see an all-Italian affair in the second round. And you've got the complete opposite. You've got Fucsovic, Bashvili.
Risk.
Bashvili, the guy who can't win anything right now.
I know. I don't know why I've gone for this. The only reasoning I've gone for behind this is hard court v clay court. That's it. And I'm just hoping Bashvili, he showed some signs in the last tournament in the first set, but yeah, he's not been at the races. I'm surprised he's still 7th seed into this tournament. This is a long shot, to be honest. I've just plucked one out of the air.
Fair enough.
So
moving down, John Millman there against Andreev. He's actually a really good player, this Andreev. Yeah. I know you was talking about him. Unfortunately, he's already out. So Millman's won that one, so that'll go green. Fair play there, Ben. Got that one right.
Someone who
and I think I can confirm I also went with Millman, so that's good.
Well, he's been playing. He won a tournament recently. He won in Kazakhstan, I believe, in the Nur Sultan. He won a tournament there. So you'd expect him to be still playing pretty well on hard courts. So we've obviously got a qualifier there. Do you want to let us know who that qualifier is against Andre Martin?
Well, it's a big name, actually. I'm surprised he had to go through the qualifiers. It's Gilles Simon.
Hey, Gilles Simon.
So Gilles Simon versus Andre Martin. I think, well, you've got a banker there, mate. Picked well. Qualifier 3. Looks like he's going to win.
I got lucky with that one. Well, no guarantees because you don't know which Gilles Simon is going to turn up. So
I can't see. I saw him play today, and he beat obviously Marchenko in that crazy fashion. Marchenko was quite disappointed. He come out on Twitter and said, I think he just put the quote saying "too good."
Yeah. Well, this is the guy who bageled Medvedev at the beginning of the year. So anything can happen when Gilles Simon steps on the court. A world beater or just gets beaten. You don't know which one it is going to be. So, yeah, I've got that. I've got John Millman. I reckon now he's rested. I didn't know it was going to be Gilles Simon for starters. But I reckon now he's rested. John Millman can make a good run in this tournament. I reckon he could take out Gilles Simon. Yeah. I could see that happen.
And just to go to what Thomas said there, he's got the Demon beating Rusty Sinner, who will beat Martin. I've got exactly the same combination, funny enough. So I've got Sinner to beat Martin, and then de Minaur, Sinner. I reckon Sinner, I think he's going to go out there. Not because he can't deal with de Minaur. I think because of the injury, that's already 2 games in. He could be a bit more shaky, and I think that could be the end of him.
Well, we'll get to mine when we get to the bottom, and we'll see how I progress through this tournament. But let's have a look at the rest of the first round winners. We've got Vasek Pospisil playing who? Didn't know.
Well, the lucky loser, Ilya Marchenko.
Ilya, I'm sorry. I've gone against Ilya. No. Obviously, a friend of the podcast, Ilya. He has his own YouTube channel as well. If you haven't watched it yet, go and check out Ilya Marchenko.
Yeah, really nice guy as well. He talks to us quite often. And he's a good player. However, I've got to say it to him, I'm not sure if he's going to be going for it. I think Vasek Pospisil, he's a kind of a world beater at times. He could beat anyone. Obviously, he was on the last tournament. He knocked out Felix, did he not?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
and almost beat, I think, maybe Cilic or
he
someone
beat
else.
Raonic in the US Open as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
So.
and Raonic as well. So for me, Pospisil, he can slay like the big dons, and I'm not sure if Marchenko's going to be able to get through. Moving down, Struffy's got the bye, but then I've got Struff, Pospisil. I'm going for Pospisil as well. I think Pospisil's going to have too much for Struff.
Yep, I think so. I think Struff, you're always commenting on it. You never know which one's turning up for Jan-Lennard Struff. If he plays well, he gets through to like the third or fourth round of slams. But if he doesn't, I don't know, he's going to easily get beaten by any of these players, especially someone like Pospisil. He's so good.
Melez has joined us saying late to the show and late to make picks. No worries, mate. Honestly, a lot of people missed out on it. It was a bit no one really knew what was going on. I literally told Ben about 5 minutes before we started the podcast. So it's just frustrating, to be fair, but doesn't matter. There's a bit of shining light. You can actually do the WTA ones. We'll go over to them shortly. We'll change the title so people can see that.
Yeah.
We'll do the WTA picks too.
Yeah, so they screwed us all by starting on a Sunday, which they never normally do. I'm sure there's a reason behind it. We've got on this one, we've got a wild card, Mikhail Franek against Cilic. I don't know much about Franek, so I went for Cilic. Pretty safe, I think.
Well, I'm not sure who he is, but I think he's Fortek. For some reason, they've spelt the name wrong on there.
Really?
Fortek, yeah. On here it says Fortek. I know who he is. Obviously, he's a brilliant tennis player.
Is that really who it is?
Yeah, that's him.
What?
The 19-year-old, the Czech guy, he's been incredible. Let's bring up some form for him. He's been doing really well. He's played a lot on clay. Obviously beating Vatutin. I remember he had a really good tournament in Czech Republic. He was doing well in the exhibitions over there. In Prague, almost beat Herbert, lost in 3. So he's a serious competitor. I'm not sure why they've spelt it like that. And they've got the first name wrong. Maybe he's pulled out and they've got Jonas Fortek. But it seems very similar. I don't know. Anyway, Cilic, you'd expect him to still come through. He's more experienced than
I didn't know. I mean, it's a wild card versus former Grand Slam champion. So you would expect Cilic to come through that one. This one, Kabai's Baina against Richard Gasquet.
Well, we saw Baina, he beat Chapeau, didn't he? What was that, the US Open?
No, French Open.
Or French Open.
Clay, though. Yeah, I've gone with Gasquet. I think he's been playing well recently. I just think he's going to have too much for the clay court. Man, Kabai's Baina.
Yeah, I've gone for the same, mate. Let's finish these off and then we'll get to the latter stages of this.
Yeah. I've gone
these
Cilic.
First rounds doesn't really. Can you just scroll down slightly, Ben?
Yeah, I've just gone Cilic to knock out.
I've gone for the same combination too. So the last one, this is where it gets interesting, and this is where I've gone for a bit of a wild card. I've got Kuzmanov to beat Caruso.
Could happen. Yeah, I think it could happen.
In Bulgaria, we've got to have to see one, right?
Yeah, I mean, you'd think so, wouldn't you? I think one's got to step up, and this one's the most even out of the matches. Andreev, obviously, is going to be a long shot.
Yeah.
But, Caruso, I think he's a little bit of a level above, but you never know. I think that one's a 50-50.
Maybe a mistake. It's one of them I just put in, but I could rue that decision. However, it doesn't really matter because I've got Felix going all the way. So if you keep going there, I've then got a matchup. Let me see who I've got. I've got Felix versus Cilic, and I've got Felix to beat Cilic this time. I know he lost recently, but I reckon he's going to get some revenge. Yeah, we switched roles. The last time I was right. Hopefully I'm right again. I've then got him playing in the in the quarterfinal, John Millman. I've got Felix, John Millman, and I've got Felix beating the Malman too. However, people have said in the chat, the Malman could go all the way. Andy's saying the Milkman can go deep. I agree with you. But I just think...
It's the Mailman, is the Milkman.
The Milkman, the Mailman, whatever you want to call him. I think he could go deep, but not in this situation. I think Felix, coming off the back of that win in the final, I know it's doubles. It's not going to affect his stamina too much, but his confidence is going to be there. And with an informed Felix with confidence is super dangerous. Yeah. So I've got him beating Millman in the semis and going all the way to the final.
Wow.
Do you want to do your bottom half?
Yeah, so I've got Cilic beating Felix and then moving into the next round to face Pospisil, who I think will beat Millman. And then I've got Cilic taking out Pospisil because Cilic has said a signal of intent. He's going to be trying his hardest. He's 32. He needs to put in, like Stan said, he needs to really go for these tournaments now and try and rack up a few before the retirement. So he's really going to be going for it, I feel. And I've got Maran Cilic. Is this one before the final or is it not? I'm not sure. Hang on, let me just move up and then we can just see some of the other ones. I've got Fucsovic, Dimonor. I've got Dimonor going through to the next round to face Gerasimov. And I've
got Alex Dimonor beating him.
And then that's all the way to the top. So then I've got Alex Dimonor versus Maran Cilic.
So what's your semi-final? Just give a semi-final. So my semi-final is this. So on the top half of the draw, I've got Shapovalov playing Dimonor. And the bottom half, I've got Millman Felix. I've got Felix beating Millman.
Okay.
And I've got Chapo beating Dimonor. So I'm going to see an all-Canadian affair final.
Wow.
El Chapo versus Felix.
Wow.
And I put in Shapovalov. However, I would love to change it to Felix. I think Felix is going to get it done. And Felix is going to go over the way. But however, I've not put that. I put Shapovalov because I didn't know the deadline was closing. However, I'll have to stick with that now. And I'm going to go with Shapovalov to beat Felix in the final. Well, and another final defeat for Felix. I feel sorry for him now.
He's got his doubles win. He's still got that. Don't be silly. He's happy. Mellor's saying his Albot going all the way. Well, we have a look here. I've obviously got in my semi-final, I've got Vasek Pospisil versus Maran Cilic. And then in the other side, Alex Dimonor versus Igor Gerasimov. So I've gone for a Dimonor-Cilic final in this one. And
who wins?
To win, Alex Dimonor, I'm going with to beat Maran Cilic. And he's going to be my Aussie. Can he do it? Second time lucky. Lost to Ugo Humbert. Surely this time he's going to do it. So
interesting, mate. Yeah, I like that. Good thinking. Let us know who you've got to go and go all the way and win the tournament. And yeah, good luck to everyone who did enter. I know it was a bit unfortunate. They just did it very quickly and wasn't able to enter, most of us.
The next one is going to be, you can enter up until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning before the women's one, as it says here. Sorry, we should probably, they changed the last one at the last minute and it caught us all out, annoyingly. So, but I haven't done this one yet. I haven't even had a chance to look at it with all the Paris stuff going on. So let's go through it. I don't even know who's in the tournament. This is good. Do you want to bring up, if just in case there's some?
Yeah, I've got it all now. That's what I was doing, mate. So it's all there. So you can go through it with us, guys. I'm going to do mine now as well. So if you just click bracket and then WTA view, that should come up. Then click make your picks now. Edit, draw, and here we go. So the number one there is going to be Sabalenka, the number one seed versus Paulini.
I've got to go Sabalenka. She played so well against Azarenka and won a title in Ostrava not too long ago. So she's going to be rested. She's playing the best tennis right now.
Well, the only thing I know about Linz is the former champion last year was Coco Gauff. So if that helps anyone's decision making, that's the previous winner. But yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you, mate. I've got Sabalenka there. Then the next match, Victoria Kuzmova versus Stephanie Vogel or Vogel. She's the qualifier.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting. Who was she playing in qualifying, Vogel?
I'll get it up now. She was playing... Well, looking at the form there, Kuzmova's form's terrible. She's lost the last 4 in straight sets. Vogel's won 2. She's beat Patinama, Kedkova, and Boko. I'll be honest, never heard of either of them. So she's beating a load of nobodies. However, Kuzmova's not won a match. Kuzmova's 96th in the world. Vogel 123. For me, that is a complete toss-up. Don't have a clue. Not a clue. So I'm going to go for Vogel.
Yeah, I'm just going with continuous bad form. And then I'm going to go Sabalenka just because she's
a lot better than them.
Yeah, exactly. So we go down. We got Sorana Sestea against a wild card here, which is Julia Grabher. Oh, yep. Grabher. Interesting surname.
Yeah, she's obviously given a wild card being from Austria. No, you wouldn't fancy her, really. She's 225 in the world. Sestea 87. Pick at your in peril.
I mean, it's just one of those ones, isn't it? It's a real tough one to select, this type of thing.
I think these early stages is hard to call, I'll be honest.
If I'm honest, I'm going to go Sir just because Grab Her lost to Jodie Burridge, which we know is a British youngster, but she's like outside the top 300. So Sir has surely got more quality. This one, I don't even know.
And also, I want to add, if you're doing these picks, don't feel too convinced by what we're saying. Honestly, trust your gut. Go with what you think. Me and Ben disagree on a lot of things too. So
yeah, for sure.
Don't take our word as Bible. We get it wrong a lot of the time too. Next one is Doddin versus Teachman. We might as well just fire through some of these first round ones, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, Doddin, like, if I didn't know, I would have gone straight for Teachman, just because I know that she played really well in a couple of those hardcourt tournaments. But the fact you said Doddin, I know that she's really good, actually. And she's in really hot form at the moment. She's actually won, I believe it's 7 matches on the bounce.
Yeah.
But I don't care. I like Teachman. She's great on hardcourt. I'm going Teachman, despite the run of form.
Yeah, I'm going to go against you there. I'm going to go for Doddin. I think form's going to be key here, and I reckon she's going to do it. However, that could be maybe the end of the road. I'm not sure. Is she going to beat Sir Steyer?
I'm going Teachman again. That's what I mean. Sure. If she gets past her, I reckon.
Yeah, I'm going to go for that as well. Fair enough.
I'm
going to have Sabalenka to beat them anyway.
So I'm going to go Yastremska in this one. I think she's got too much quality.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I think that she's just a level above, really. And then in the next one, who have we got facing Krejcikova?
We've got Tan. We've got Harmony Tan, the qualifier.
That's interesting.
French. She's beaten Rakamova and Kristen Janu. Yeah, I'm not sure how to say the surname.
She's beaten yeah.
And the last match Krejcikova played was against Azarenka, and she lost in a close 3 sets. So
exactly.
For me, that sort of says it all.
Well, I've been really impressed by her. She's been mixing it with the best players in the world, so I don't think Tan's quite on the same level.
Agree.
Here we go. Qualifier. You got to tell me what's going on here, mate.
So here we have Yana Fett as number 4 and Martikova as number 5.
Martinkova, the Czech. She's obviously the more established and better player for me.
Fett's been in some good form. Obviously, she beat the lady you tipped this morning,
Arena
Barra.
Yeah,
and she beat Hibby, Francesca Jones, Solmez, Zanevska. She's playing all right.
Lost to Jones.
Oh, sorry, she lost to Jones. Yeah,
I can't. I mean, they've played 3 times before. And the last time they played, she got battered by Martinkova. So which one was who? Which one's the top one? I don't know if they're going to do it right.
Martinkova, no, it is right. Martinkova is the bottom one.
Yeah, well, hopefully. If I've got that, and then it goes wrong.
So next one, Sasnovich, Bernardo Pera. Pera's been in poor form. So the 8th seed, though, and I do like her, but I don't know. She's not been able to pull many results together.
That's a tough one for me. I don't really know.
Pera's actually higher in the ranking. She's 60th in the world. Sasnovich, 92.
I know, but Sasnovich actually playing well, but it's a tough one. Really tough one. I reckon Pera. I'm just going to go Pera. I reckon Sasnovich is going to slip up. This one.
Mate, I agree. I'm going for the same.
I'm going Podoroska straight away. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe that's a mistake. I haven't even looked at any form yet. Maybe that I've just gone straight off the fact she did well in that Grand Slam. Maybe that's not a good thing, doesn't it? French Open though, yeah.
That's on clay. She's a clay court player. Not seen much of her. That's the last time we saw her against Iga Swiatek, the beast. Yeah,
Begu. I'm not sure what surface she is. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to say she's going to continue with just good form. 2 clay quarters next.
I'm going to go for Begu there. Camilla Giorgi, Torma. Super tough, isn't it?
I'm going to go Cerebros Tormo. I think Georgie more of a clay quarter. This one, who was this one on this side? Just before we forget, because otherwise I'm not going to know who it was. It was the Martinkova. I'm going to have to go through there. I'm going to have Cerebros Tormo to go through here against Podoroska. And now we've got Gracheva versus. Do you want to let us know who she's playing?
Yeah, Gracheva's playing Zavetska. Lucky loser. She lost.
Oh. Zavaska.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're playing tomorrow, and that's going to be the first match on of the tournament, I believe. But neither player in very good form. But out of the two, you got 195 in the world, Gracheva versus 117 in the world, Zavaska.
Mate, there's not much in there. It's going to be tough.
I mean, that's I have no idea on that. I'm going to go just based upon who she's played. Gracheva. That's it.
Yeah, moving down, Sinakova, Alexandrova. All the overs are out now. But for me, I don't know. I think I'm going to go for Alex. I do really like her. She's a big hitter. But Sinakova is obviously very experienced. 64 in the world. Surprising we're getting such a big matchup early on with them two.
And I can't go any other way than Akuda Matova. It means no worries for her in the first round, I'm going to say.
Yeah, well, Haas got the wild card. I think she's a really good player as well. I do like the look of her.
Yeah. She beat Ruse recently in the French Open. She actually did pretty well in the French Open. She beat Grab her as well. So,
well, talking about Ruse, there she is there. And Anaxta Ruse here against Tamara Zidansek.
Ooh.
I know you love Zidansek, didn't you? She's a good player.
Very good player. It's going to be really tough to call between those two. I know them more from clay courts than I do on hard courts, but I'd say on hard, I'd be more shying towards Ruse than I would be Zidansek. So I'm going to go Ruse.
I'm going to go for Zidansek. I think we're going to see an upset, and I'm just predicting one.
I'm going like this, though. I'm going to keep on filling these through. I'm going Alexandrova to make it through against Gracheva. I'm going Kudermetova to make it through against Ruse.
Yeah, let's get through some of these ones. And we'll get to more of the semi-finals and the latter
I like
stages.
This one. This is the best one for me. It's Vonna Raver versus Kostyak. I really like Kostyak. I'm going to go with Kostyak. She's really impressed me in recent times. I think when they were playing in, what was the one that Brady won? That tournament, the one that Brady won in the US before the US Open. Can't remember. Lexington. Yeah. She was really good there. She was really good there. So, and I'm going to go Elise Mertens. Don't care who the qualifier is. Who is it?
The qualifier was Kalinina.
Yeah.
Anna Kalinina.
Say no more. I'm going to go Mertens again there as well. And then Mertens again there as well. I'm going to go Alexandrova there. Mertens again there. So we're going through these fairly quickly.
Yeah, so for me, my semi-final at the bottom half is Mertens, Alexandrova. And at the top, I've got Barbara Krejcikova versus Sabalenka.
Yeah.
They're my two semis. And then I've got Sabalenka advancing to the final to face Elise Mertens.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, it's going to be exactly the same, mate. It's not the same. Yeah. And then I'm going to say Sabalenka again. I think she can continue her form.
And I've got Elise Mertens. So that's where the big difference was there, Ben. I've got Mertens. I think she's going to win the whole thing.
And there you go. So we got the same semi.
Relief. So we got through that one relatively quick. Let us know who you guys have got to go all the way and win that. Cheers for the super sticker, Thomas Rock. Sorry, I didn't see that. I was on the other screen.
Number of aces served. It's women's tennis.
And Andy saying there, Elise Mertens, good choice.
I'm going to go time in the final match. It's women's, isn't it? 90 minutes. There you go. That'd be quite a long match. And there you go. I think that that's my bracket entered for Linz.
Yeah, same with me. Let us know who you got. Andy agrees with me. Mertens is a good pick. I think your one's a pretty good one as well. Hopefully we get that final because I think that would be the higher caliber final. There's not many massive names, and I don't know. I guess it's coming to the end of the season now. I think all the big names are kind of waiting for the next year, really, and obviously Australian Open. That's the big next thing I can think of off the top of my head. But yeah, anything left to say, Ben?
No. Sorry that everybody didn't get a chance to get into the other bracket. Just hope that everybody's managing to get into the
we've still got enough, to be fair. And if you are watching and you're not in any of the brackets and you want to join and you just don't know what we're talking about right now, I'll put the link in the thing here. So you can join that. Just put your email in. It's completely free. And we'll give you a shout out if you go all the way and win. The last things left to say, Ben, is let's give our dark horse and obviously our main picks for Sofia.
Yes, indeed. I mean, I have to try and remember who the people are in the tournament again.
Do you want me to go first? So for me,
yeah, you
my
go
main pick is Denis Shapovalov. I've got him going all the way and winning it. I kind of wish I could change to Felix, but a bit late now. And then my dark horse is I'm going to go for. Well, it's hard actually because there's not many. Okay, my dark horse is Igor Gerasimov. I reckon, I don't know, I just really like him. He's going to be super tough because he's playing at Pablo Andujar, probably after that Manarino, and then Shapovalov. So he's going to have a super tough route. But I think he's capable. Like, he's just getting better and better every year what passes. And for me, he's going to be one of them consistent players within the top 50. I don't see him really reaching the next level, but we've seen with Umbat recently, he's sort of he's bridged the gap from 50 to the top 20 in terms of playing ability. So if that's for me, he's my dark horse.
Who's your dark horse for the women's? Because we've gone for Elise Mertens to win it. Who would you pick as a dark horse for that one?
You be doing the men's one now. I'll have a look at the women's.
Okay, for my men's, as we all know, Alex de Minaur is going to win. For me, I've got to go for an outsider. I'd go Vasek Pospisil as my dark horse for the tournament, just because he's super strong on hard court.
Fair enough. And then the women's, my dark horse is Begu. It's going to be super tough because you've got to get through Podoroska first. But I think Begu, I don't know, she's like an elite tennis player. And she could beat a lot of these players here. And you never know with women's. I feel like it's a lot harder to predict. So if she's able to get through that fair, then she's got Alexandrova. And then maybe, I don't know, maybe Mertens as well. But you've got to beat the best to win it. So for me, she's my dark horse. And then the main one is Elise Mertens.
Yeah, well, you know me, Sabalenka is my winner. But my dark horse going to be Krejcikova. Got to be. She's been playing really well. If she manages to just step it up one more level, she could win it.
Yeah, Mary, I just want to address that. I know it sounds harsh having Felix losing yet another final, but I'll just like to point out this was before he won the double final today.
Yeah.
After that, I would like to think that he's going to win this final as well because he's got that mental edge in a final now. But it's too late. I wasn't able to change my pick. But however, I'm going to have to stick with El Chapo. He can disappoint you on the best today. So it's going to be a tough watch for sure.
Yep, it definitely is. And probably because I haven't picked him, he's now going to go on and win it. Because we know as soon as I pick him, he goes out the tournament. So.
Well, you've got him going out to Radu Alba early on.
Yeah, I'm trying to help his career, if anything. Trying to help him through.
Fair enough. I think we'll wrap it up there then. It was just only a quick draw preview. Thanks, guys, for joining us tonight. I know you're probably sick of our voices. We've been on here all day. But yeah, thanks for everything, guys. Make sure you like the video. Also, subscribe if you're new. Join our league and enter that. And we'll catch you tomorrow with our sort of roundup of all the action in the final and day one of Sofia.
Yeah.
Anything left to say, Ben?
No. Thanks, everyone, for joining us for this whole marathon day today, the final and the draw preview. And we'll see you probably in the next couple of days.
Yeah.